On December 12, 1800, Washington, D.C. became the official capital of the United States. But this wasn't the grand city that we know today. Back then, it was a little more than a muddy swamp, with barely any buildings, fewer residents, and a capital that was still under construction. What led to this strange choice of location? And how did it evolve into the nation's bustling hub of power? The decision to make Washington, D.C. the U.S. capital stemmed from a compromise known as the Residence Act of 1790. The northern states, led by Alexander Hamilton, wanted the federal government to assume state debts accrued during the Revolutionary War. Southern leaders, including Thomas Jefferson, agreed, but only if the new capital was placed in a southern location. President George Washington personally chose the site along the Potomac River, envisioning a capital that balanced regional interests. But in 1800, when the government officially moved in, the city was far from ready. The White House had just been completed, and the Capitol building was still a work in progress. Streets unpaved, and residents often lived many miles apart. And political leaders frequently complained about the city's swampy conditions and isolation. Despite these challenges, Washington, D.C. began to take shape. By 1814, it grown significantly, though it famously burned during the War of 1812, with British forces setting fire to the White House and other key buildings. Reconstruction efforts, coupled with increasing federal power, transformed the city from a struggling frontier town into the iconic capital that we recognize today. Interestingly, the original plan for Washington was designed by French architect Pierre-Charles Lefont, who envisioned grand boulevards and monumental structures. Though his plans were initially dismissed due to disagreements, much of his vision later influenced the city's development. From humble beginnings as a muddy patch of land to one of the most recognizable capitals in the entire world, Washington, D.C. reflects the resilience and ambition of a young nation. Its story, a true testament to compromise, vision, and the enduring power of ideas, even when they start in unexpected places. These are Interesting Things with JC.